How insane is this? Oh my God. So we're in the echelon right now. This is incredible. Oh my God.
What a building, by the way.
This is insane.
What a building.
We can do a little tour after this.
It has a basketball court in here too.
yeah.
Oh my God. Did you bring your ball?
I did not know.
You still can't play. That's right.
I'm still out of commission for a little bit. Got the torn Achilles. We got about probably 2-3 more months until I can actually play again. But
Jesus.
Does seeing a basketball court make you like...
a little bit. Well, he still plays in a league, and he'll text me like, "Oh, I got a game tonight. Like, I can't do X, Y, and Z." And I'm like, "Oh, PTSD."
Yeah. Seriously though, but just casually dropping like 6 picks, a board, 5 fouls, but
I feel like you've got some crazy stuff going on lately. A lot of moving parts.
It's when you look back, you're like, normally people will get married and then that's it for a little bit. Or maybe they'll just have their first kid and that's it for a bit. Or maybe they'll just buy a house. We'll do the same.
We'll do all of it together.
What was it? Engaged in March, married in December that same year. We announced the kid in... God, when was that? Over the summer.
Yeah.
And then house in September.
wow.
So it was like,
Wow.
Jesus.
And how's Ash doing? It's her first kid. I mean, that's got to be an experience.
Yeah, she's doing good. A week away from her 3rd trimester.
Nice.
Wow.
Hanging in there, being a
Feeling
trooper.
good. Her first trimester, her fun party trick was she would pass out places, which is always cool. That was
Shouldn't be laughing. Hopefully it was nothing serious.
bozo.
Yeah.
And she would. So we're at this. The Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
We're at this event in Brooklyn. We're with the Ray-Ban team. And they're like, all right, let's get you guys fitted for your glasses. We go in, we try the glasses on. I got mine. I'm playing with like the AI that you can talk to in the glasses. She's got her glasses on. She goes, oh my God, I can't see anything. And I go, pretty cool, right? She's like, no, I can't. And then boom, hits the deck.
Oh my God.
Jesus. Hey, Netta, record this.
And did you know she was pregnant at the time? Or?
Yeah, we knew.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
But
maybe.
it was awkward because at the time we didn't announce. So everyone there was like, and I was,
What's this girl
I
on?
was
You know,
quickly like, no, like we don't do drugs. We barely drink.
Yeah.
Was it a drinking event and everything?
Yeah,
or was
it was a phones-free concert. First ever, where you use the Ray-Ban recording glasses.
Oh, cool.
Instead of your cell phone.
Wow.
So they like take your phone, they give you glasses. So it was like Coil Ray, Busta Rhymes, Offset on stage, and you're getting fitted for your glasses. It's small. It's probably like 100 people were there.
Yeah.
And down goes this girl. So I
That's
was quickly
crazy.
like, no, she's not. Low blood pressure. That's probably what it is.
Because you're in that weird phase where you're like, okay, we can't announce that, she's pregnant. We're pregnant, but it's also like, oh, we're not doing drugs. We're not drinking, It's
You're like lying to
Yeah.
everyone all the time.
Right.
You're and people are asking, and like even parents, her parents, they're asking, and we're like, well, I don't even know what. How do you even get pregnant? I don't even. Sex.
Are you ready? Do you feel like you're ready to be like a father? Because we're like the same age, right? Like
Yeah,
29?
29.
Okay. I feel like I could manage, but maybe I'm not at that part of my life. But like, do you feel like you're like ready now? Or are you still like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
We hit a point. This is how we knew we were ready for kids. And I got this advice from my parents. My Jim and Jam, my parents were like, don't have a kid until you and Ashley, one night, it'll come to you where you're like, you know what? We've done it. Like, we're not going out anymore. We're not going to clubs.
Yeah.
We don't want to do another, like, dinner date. We do dinner dates, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, you're at a point where you're like, all right, well, all we were doing is working. Like, Friday night would come, no going out. It was just making content through the night. Saturday morning would come, it's filming more content. We joked that, like, for us, every day is a Thursday. When like, for those listening that have, like, which is totally fine. You have a regular 9 to 5. I had a regular 9 to 5. That joy when a Thursday comes, it's like the office is
right.
It's that for us.
One more day.
Different type of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when we were like, all right. And then, but to answer your question, like, thankfully, we're in a career where as you grow, the brand grows.
Sure. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, like, as soon as we announced we were having a kid, it opens you up to now the baby section brand partnerships.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
So that made it less scary because it was like, oh, it opens our books to a whole nother SKU, a whole other category that we were never in before.
Yeah, and you're gonna have the baby in content and everything. Because I know some people are,
Oh, yeah.
a little,
I'm
back and forth
so
with this. Some
excited
people,
for that.
because some people really shield the child, and then some just embrace it and roll with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like the level that you're at and where Ashley's at, I feel like it's almost more authentic and easier to just have the child roll into the content.
Yeah, totally.
Versus like one needs to like kind of watch the child, one needs to like, film. It just becomes a little convoluted. And I think it just becomes more authentic when the child's just part of it.
Totally. And it helps too. Like we have creator friends online, like this kid Caden, who's hilarious. He's got 2 kids now. So it's kind of watching what other creators are doing. Same age. They believe they're down in Florida. 2 kids, you're seeing like, how do the kids interact with the content? Like, do the kids even want to be in it? So no, we're excited, man. We're ready.
Awesome.
We'll definitely like, I'm not gonna like live stream the birth, but we'll do like a month or 2. If it was up to me, I'd probably right. A GoPro attachment. And the ring
Keep
light.
pushing, honey. Keep pushing.
5, 6, 7. So we'll do that. But that thing has no idea. I would have just thought
That was incredible. Going back to that, Kev, I mean, you have so much going on right now. You and Ashley have built an incredible following just, across the nation, particularly here in Boston, though, for instance. But how are you managing that with your relationship? How are you intertwining your relationship with work? Because I feel like a lot of couples, they start something together and sometimes it's not the best.
Yeah.
You guys are crushing it. You guys, I mean, I'm just curious to get your thoughts. Yeah.
Dude, I hit the lotteries. I always loved making content. Picture like, what's the one thing you love to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm imagining people this is like working out. They love working out, swimming, golfing, jujitsu, like whatever the thing is. And then imagine if you were like, I can just do that all the time. That's cool for you. But now imagine if your partner enjoys the same activity. You know what I mean? So we get DMs all the time. We're like, how do you, like, honestly, I don't even know how to answer that because we don't take breaks. There's never like let's have a phones down. It'll be sometimes her. We'll be watching like Dancing with the Stars. She's like, I got an idea. She'll turn on all the lights. The ring lights are coming out. She has an audio ready to go. And I'm like, you let me know what you need.
I love that.
I'm ready to rock.
It's so cool. It's so natural.
That kind of brings me back to, I think it was Jeff Bezos that was talking about it, because people ask a lot about these people that work a lot. And like, obviously we do as well, but people ask like, what's the work-life balance? And Jeff Bezos had a really good thing. He kind of flipped it on its head a little bit. He's like, it's not work-life balance. It's like finding work-life harmony. And like kind of finding a way to weave work, hopefully something you like to do, into your daily life. It's kind of, you're kind of on all the time, but it's not in a way that it's like overkill or burning you out because you love doing it.
Right.
And so that's kind of what that seems like, where it's like at any moment it could just become an idea, become a video.
Right.
And it's the one thing, like literally, we're at a point now where we are saying no to things. And this is a Hermosi thing. Like whatever takes us away from doing the thing, we'll say no to.
Yeah, I love that.
Unless we get invited to something or have to travel somewhere, can we still continue to do the thing?
Yes.
Like we were just in London for a partnership, and it's like we were on the if a buddy was like, "Hey, come to London," I'm in London. 0 shot.
Yeah.
But if a brand is like, "Come to London," and then I'm like, "Ooh, okay, we can actually film content for us as well while we're there." Now we're in.
Now
like,
it's perfect.
Whatever prevents doing the thing, like, count us out. We're so into just like creating.
Did you ever think you could make a full-time living being a creator?
Never. So we have quarterly reviews with our team, and every quarter I'm waiting for the and it's coming. It's seasonality.
Sure.
I'm waiting for the winter. But like, knock on wood, like every quarter it's been growth.
Wow.
Growth quarter after quarter after quarter for the last 2.5 years straight. And a lot of that is like, you can kind of tell outside looking into, like, are your metrics increasing quarter over quarter? Have you gained followers? Have you lost followers? What's your engagement like? Like, what's your retention rate? What's your conversion rate? Like, if those things are increasing, your revenue is going to increase as well. But was working a full-time job at Toast, loved it. Had options in that company, rode the IPO wave with them. Got to learn like what a tech startup is all about. Loved it. And then literally like haphazardly downloaded TikTok 2020. This is like Tiger King's hot. We all have the toilet paper, like that era of life. You know what I mean? And then I just went so hard because I found the thing again. Like, so pre-TikTok to create, I used to use iMovie, and I'd have a green screen, and I'd do these. You can find them still on my Instagram. I'd go to my storage unit, and I'd put the green screen up. Film on my iPhone, which way back then it was like the iPhone whatever that had the film quality like a potato. Like, it looked horrible. You take that video, send it to your computer, upload it to iMovie, use the green screen effect. It took forever. TikTok comes out, they're like, here's a filter, boom, green screen, go. And I was like,
What were your first videos on TikTok? Were the morning alarms, were those like the first ones that really started hitting?
Just before that was I'd play my mom, and I would do what your mom thinks company will do when they come over for the holidays. So it's like company comes in your front door, and they like immediately run up the stairs and check your bedroom to see like your bed's in there. Yeah. So I'd play like both characters. I'd play like the mom cooking, and then I'd like play that out. Like the person's running up in slow-mo. Mom is now running up the stairs in slow-mo trying to grab
that's so
them before
genius.
they open the, So those started to hit. But you look at those so many times. So many times. And then, I, at the time, was going to this gym called the Workout Club. And I'd sit in the parking lot. And I'd be like, I don't really want to go in. And I'd like, in the rear view, be like, you got this. Good morning, you bad beautiful. Look at you, Look at you. We were doing, tries and buys, and we're doing.
But by the way, those videos were iconic. Those videos were iconic because that's how we first discovered you. Like, I remember I saw this video and I'm like, who is this stud that is firing me up to hit the gym during COVID? And you were consistent with it. I think that's the biggest part with a lot of creators now is they want to do something. They have a good idea and then they put out a video. They put out a couple videos and then they kind of stop.
Right.
Did those videos like hit right away, or were you like telling yourself like I can't give up, and you just got to post it like 100 times?
They were getting like negative views. Like I would wake up the next. Imagine doing a hype video, and then no one gets hyped.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
And then the next day you record another one and post it. You go to bed. And you're like, when I wake up.
Now, did you ever get discouraged? Like, were you ever like, okay, I'm posting these? You just liked it?
It was like I'm trying to. It's almost like when Threads came out or when Clubhouse was hot. It's a new app to explore. No one was really. It was like me and Charlie D'Amelio on that app.
Yeah.
Like, it was like new territory.
Yeah, it was.
So I'm posting. I was like, oh, it's getting no views because none of my friends are on here anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like just like carving out your own path. So that at the time, there's no like conscious of like, oh, this is embarrassing.
I was gonna say, is that embarrassing once your friends did start finding you?
Dude, I will.
Or did you just not care?
We just had my twin sister over to see the house. For the first time, and her famous quote in 2020, I'm single, I'm living at home. Later in 2020, April 2020, I'd be laid off from Toast. I'd later go back, but laid off because of COVID. Because of COVID,
yeah.
So I am the trifecta, living with mom and dad, no job, I'm flipping couches, and I'm just making videos that no one's watching, And Colleen goes, my twin goes, to my parents, behind my back, I found this out way later. They go, Kevin's kind of like a tough sell. This is a real story. And my parents were like, what do you mean? He's making these like screaming in his phone. And no one is watching.
Kev, are you okay?
There's actually
is he all right?
Please stop.
That's incredible.
So then flash forward to like literally 3 days ago when she sees the house, she's like literally bawling her eyes out at the front door.
That's gotta
she's
be
like
kidding me.
And she's like an ICU nurse, like great career, lives in this building. Yeah, it was a cool like one, and we're all super close.
Yeah.
It was like a good. It was like now it's like a family joke. My dad was like, Kevin's kind of a tough sell.
But could you imagine if you stopped?
I know.
Like, that's insane.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Like, where would you be right now? Would you still be at
Even
Toast?
like, I don't even know if I've told this side of it. We had a podcast called The Men's Room.
Okay.
And we built that up on TikTok before I had my own TikTok. We built it up to 100,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
And it was with a buddy of mine. And we were posting like crazy. And then I was like, I kind of want to split off and do my own TikTok.
Yeah.
So then I make my own account. And now this is like 2020. Now it's COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I start from zero all over again. Wow. So we built it up. Each video was performing very well. For us, it was like 60, 70,000 views every post consistently. It was so early.
Oh, my God.
And we were doing nothing crazy. It was just, you'd post and there's no one on the app yet. So they'd push your stuff.
Yeah.
And then literally I remember being in my driveway and I was like, I think I should just sit right now, literally crisscross applesauce in my driveway at my parents' house, bored out of my mind. I'm like, I'm going to create a new account. I'll keep the other one. And I'll just make my own, like make my own name. I want to be like not known as like the men's room guy.
Yeah.
And then started from zero.
Wow.
And
oh my God.
Kept building the wheel.
And what's your total follower count out now? You've got
it's like one across all platforms. It's probably 1.8, 1.9.
Jesus.
1.8, 1.9 million
400
people
on IG. It's like 1.3 on TikTok. Almost 80 on YouTube. 54,000 on Snapchat. So it's like
God. What's your favorite platform to be on?
Dude, right now, Instagram.
Really? Yeah.
Reels best, yeah.
is, oh my God, it's like my best performing.
Really?
I think I could match my numbers follower wise on TikTok in the next like 6 months.
Wow.
Like it just, you look at like the growth month over
Yeah.
month over month. I don't even know like the rhyme or reason. Like I really think Instagram is trying to deplatform TikTok.
Yeah.
So when you post something, they'll really push it.
Yeah, what I was going to say too is, who's behind Instagram? It's Facebook, it's Zuckerberg, Meta. Like, I wouldn't bet against him or anyone high up at that company. Like, they're going to figure it out at some point.
Right.
TikTok came and obviously dominated market share, and they started to figure out, okay, these short videos that you can scroll through are really catching people's attention, keeping them on the platform. It's only a matter of time before like a YouTube, which is, Google, or Instagram really cracks the code and can start really competing at scale with a TikTok. So that's really interesting that's your favorite. Now, somebody that's just starting out, what is your, 30-second, like, hype them up, motivate them, like their pathway to success? Because I think a lot of people kind of want to be influencers nowadays.
Totally.
And for a number of different reasons. Some people just like literally just want to share content and just like, they cook a lot and they want to share their food. Some people want to make a full-time living because they hate their job and they would love to create content.
Right.
Like if I'm starting out from zero, what is my blueprint to kind of getting there?
I don't even know how this is going to go with people, but we might have to clip this. You're starting from zero right now. You want to be an influencer. Horse blinders on. We're listening to no one. We're not checking analytics. We're not checking follower count. We're not checking engagement. We're posting, like for me, I'll give you my story. I posted 10 videos a day, every day for a year straight. No engagement. Here and there, blips on the radar. Slowly, brick by brick, building the following. But there was no like, because you say 10 videos a day, and by day 7, that's 70 videos. It's insanity. All getting no traction. So talk about like bloop on the motivation.
Yeah.
Horse blinders on. We're going to do rinse and repeat. And for me, it was 10. For you guys, it might be 4. For others, it might be 6, 8. Maybe it's 15. Like whatever that number, what's attainable a day for the first year. And we're not even discussing anything else until, let's say we started today, November, 6th?
Yeah.
So we're not even talking until November 6th of 2025. And then we'll turn around and we'll look at analytics. And then we'll go, okay, what worked? And anything that got some sort of virality, we'll double and triple down on that to go for year 2.
And would you advise sticking with a niche, or can you kind of just post anything about your life?
I would go year 1. I think that's the big mistake. People try to get in their own niche.
Yeah.
You've heard this line before from Gary. It's like, you are the niche.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
especially year 1.
Yeah.
0 following year 1. How fun is that? You get to post cooking.
Yeah.
You get to do relationship. If you're a swim coach, you're giving the butterfly breaststroke examples. Like I would post everything. Even now, even at me now, I'm starting to be like, okay, we're going like full Chip and Joanna Gaines on the remodeling of the house.
Yeah.
That'll open up a new category for us. Will it perform? But
That's really interesting because you've had a lot of these like types of videos that have really worked, whether it was, the morning alarms, whether it's like Ashley's Boston accent, like whatever it may be. And it's interesting because, you'll introduce like a new type of content and run with it. And for you, it seems to have gone well.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, how do you kind of evolve as a creator and like open up new channels, new types of content? Is it just literally because these moments in your life have brought you them? Or are you kind of strategizing saying, oh, we should lean into Ashley's Boston accent because people are really engaging with it? Like, how do you is it like a subjective thing? Is it something that just kind of comes? Like, how do you decide what to run with?
I'm the kid of the buffet that's like, first course?
Yeah.
True story. Buffet with my family as a kid. First course, everyone gets like their chicken, whatever, ice cream. First. Drive my parents nuts. And I go, I'll get to it. Second course, maybe it's the pasta. Third course, now I'm going chicken, steak.
Yeah.
And then just to freak my parents out, I'm like, some sort of fish. Like I'm constantly taste testing. It's not only how I eat now. If I eat a meal, I'll always follow it up with like a Quest cookie.
Yeah.
I need steak,
Those are
I need
fire.
sweet,
Oh my
Dude, I do the same exact thing. People think I'm crazy, but like I'll be like cooking dinner and I'll like have some candy or
that's
something.
so-
And people
You
think
guys are weird.
People think I'm so weird for doing that. I do that all the time. My friends think I'm like the weirdest. Like, oh my God. Or like I'm a big fan of crumble. Crumble cookies, so bad for you. So bad for you. But
Yeah,
I'll
dude,
get those and I'll just like eat them like while I'm making my dinner.
You guys are crazy.
And then apply that to business. Like, how do I know I don't like the meatloaf if I've never tried the damn meatloaf?
Yeah,
you know?
that's a good point.
Like, so for what I'll do is I look at it like a news station or a network. 1.0 version of me was, okay, you wake up, the news has the morning commute and the weather. For me, I'm literally going to give a weather check where it was like clouds, literally minimal, sun, literally maximal. You got to be a front from that whole thing. And then in the afternoon, you have like your top story. So it's like, what's my best performing thing? It's the Boston accent. Afternoon, we're doing accent. And then nighttime, you watch news at night, it's murder mysteries, homicide this. So maybe we try that route. Like for us now, it's like we'll post a podcast clip or like a Love is Blind recap video at night.
Yeah. Okay.
So have to look at yourself as the network.
Gotcha.
Like,
Okay.
you don't just turn on TV, no matter what the genre is. If it's MTV, like you got Rob Dyrdek's Ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And then you got like, thinking like MTV back when we were kids.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well now we got to do MTV Cribs. I want to see people's homes. And then early afternoon after school, it's Viva La Bam. You know, like
I like that. That's
you
a
have
great
to
way to look at it.
And
honestly.
then and then the thing that no one does is you got to know when it's right to kill something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
which can be hard because
can be so hard. Like full transparency, the next thing on my list, which is gonna sound so insane, to kill, we'll probably start. We sunsetted the morning alarms. We'll probably soon, couple quarters from now, sunset the Boston accent, and then we'll be replaced with something like my gut is saying Boston accent will get replaced by kid content.
Sure.
You know, so that'll be my new afternoon special. What's happening with the little one? You know, and then my nighttime stuff instead of Love Is Blind recaps will probably be some sort of, hey, we remodeled the kitchen. This is the before and after. Next video, we're blowing out this wall. Follow us for to see the
Yeah.
So like we're constantly posting. I'll post something. It's got an hour. It's got an hour to crush. And if it's not performing how I like, it's coming off the board. And then
Really?
and then sometimes
So you'll delete the video?
Oh yeah,
Really?
Sometimes I'll take the same video and I knew it. I'll post and I'll turn to Ashley. I go, I got 2 intros. Which one do you think? And she'll choose one or I'll choose one. And if in the first hour it's not really doing its thing, it's coming off, I'll switch the intros, repost it right away. And boom, an hour later, I'm like, here it is. I knew it. I knew I should have said.
Yeah.
You know what it was? When I started the video, there was like 2 seconds of lag before I hit him with the punchline.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and to be clear, Kev, like for influencers that are starting out, people that want to get into social media, you wouldn't recommend that, or would you?
No, it's too
You
soon.
just
Like,
too
it's
soon.
like, yeah. It'd
Okay.
be like, it's like the weightlifter going to the gym for the first time and you're like, put 315 on the squat rack.
Yeah, because you're already established influencer. You have millions of followers
Yeah.
across platforms.
Year
yeah.
one, we're just stretching and we're going to do some cardio.
Yeah.
And let's taste test some of the machines.
Yeah.
And then as our muscles kind of get sore and I get a little more comfortable, let's go for free weights.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the dumbbell section look like, you know? But you got to like literally and figuratively build the muscle to do it. Like too many people get social, have no following, and then go mentally are like, oh, I am at Gary Vee's level, hypothetically.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm at Tom Brady's level of social, and they're posting the same content. It's not getting the traction. It's time to like, for year one, even year 2, it's like, just you're throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Wow.
And then, something I love doing is like I'll do audits on people's accounts that are asking for help. You go to the Reels tab and you just see what's performed. And performing to some people can literally be like I know you were saying off camera, like you got 3,000 views on a video.
Yeah.
Dude, if 3,000 people showed, I don't even know if this room. If
Yeah.
3,000 people showed this building,
It'd be
the
crazy.
lobby would call the police.
Yeah. Literally.
It's a bad.
Yeah.
Like that would be a.
I know. I do think about that sometimes
You know what I
because
mean?
people get so down on like, oh, I had 600 views on the video, but it's like, could you imagine you were like giving a speech and like 600 people came to the gym just to watch you speak? You'd be like blown away. You'd be like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Totally.
But because you're looking at like some of your videos that are getting like millions, you're like, oh my god, I'm not there. But it's like, okay,
That's why I was like, it's so important. Year one, it's like horse blinders.
Yes.
Super quiet in here. Mind you, like me, in my head, I had Kevin's a tough sell. No one's watching his shit. He has no job. He's living at home. He has no girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's single. I had everything. And I literally would ripstick in my parents' driveway and think of ideas and then film them.
I love that.
See, I'm so interested about that, Kev, because like, I mean, you were at a period in your life where, like you said, you had no girlfriend, you're living at home, you know, you just got fired. You know, how do you not get discouraged? How do you keep those blinders in? I'm so interested in like the nitty gritty of like how successful people become successful.
Yeah.
So was there a mantra that you would tell yourself?
Dude,
Was there
it's like, I don't even know if it's like DNA or what. Even now, I don't think I've achieved anything. I'm always like, oh, we're just, I was like,
it fires me up. Yeah.
wait for the next, you know, like wait till year 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I get to year 4.5 of that, if we're in this room again, I'll be like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Well, that was
You know
also
what I mean?
one of the things I loved about you when we first met was like when we were connecting, like, cause there aren't a ton of people that kind of like think like that. A lot of people, they got to your status, they're in Boston, they're feeling pretty good. People, they walk down the street, people know who you are.
Right.
You know, you're making good money. And then it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like that was never your mentality. You were always like, oh, but I'm going to roll into, you know, this multifamily,
Yes.
you know, deal. I'm going to, you know, be an investor in this. I'm going to,
Right.
you know, you just were constantly thinking about stuff that, and I loved that.
I think
loved
that's
that.
like the Achilles heel for content creators. Like, and you see it all the time, or you'll see them online. You're like, those people are the best. And you go to an event and you meet them and you're like, oh my God, they're the worst. I kid you not. You could strip the following I have right now. You could take my phone and give me like a typewriter.
Yeah.
I would think this how I think of myself the same way I do with the following without. Like there's not one part of me that I think and again, I don't know if it's DNA, I don't know if it's like how I was raised. You see the cheering, the applauses, the views. I kid you not, and this is probably like some sort of mental illness. Hey, video will go viral, and I'll knock on wood because I obviously want the video to go viral. The video will go viral. I'll turn to my wife and I go, fuck. Because I know the next post has to be that much better.
Yeah.
I'm almost like, wow, if this video got whatever the views are, you're at least like, here we go. We're back in the dirt. I'm always like, never leaning too much into the cheering.
Yeah.
And then when someone comments like, yeah, fuck, actually, dude, you'll love this. On Monday, hater in the comments, he says, can't remember a time when I was good, bro. Life's been a struggle. Are you good? Is this about your wife's accent? On another note, I wish you all the best. I say, we have to get you solid again, brother. Let's jump on a call this week. Here to help. He says, that's pretty solid. They'd be willing to speak with me. Are you familiar with Microsoft Teams? Yada, yada. He apologizes. We set it up. So, yeah, he's coming on.
So you got a hater in a comment, right? And you DM him, and he's coming on to the pod.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's like the Gary Vee approach.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so pumped. Yeah. I want to, like, be friends with the guy and then have him, you know, pull him into the show somehow. Like,
I always tell people that. I'm like, if you look at people that are hating on other people online, like the people that are, you know, commenting, you know, hateful stuff on people's posts, it's typically people that are really unhappy in their lives.
Oh, for
and
sure.
If you can somehow flip your mindset and your frame of thinking where you're actually feeling bad for that person, and you're like, geez, like, what must they be going through?
Totally.
If they're kind of willing to put that type of, you know, comment on my post.
Yep.
Because you flip that and it changes everything.
Totally.
Yeah, because think of the mindset. You're logging on onto Instagram. You're seeing somebody that you do not know personally, and you're just dropping hate.
Yeah.
What's going? Like, you must be so hurt.
Yeah,
dude, I love the,
you know.
Yeah, I love the analogy of like, you think Tom Brady left hate comments?
Yeah,
right.
No. Why? Because he's out there getting it, out there winning, you know?
Happy with himself.
Yeah.
And then you think about it, like nobody that's successful is ever going to like knock you for trying.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's what I always tell people, because people are like, oh, you know, what are people going to think about me? It's like, okay, well, nobody that matters is going to say anything. And the people that are saying something are probably pretty insecure, jealous, or just upset with their own self. They're then going to project that onto you and then try to make you feel bad about it. But I love that. I love that you're having a
Dude, I'm so pumped. We've had like some cool guests in the past. I think that's going to be, if he shows and if he stays, to actually have a conversation.
Kev, you are a better man than I. I would be like, F you, man. Are you serious? Come on. I'd be going through the Zoom, just trying to like.
I've gotten to the point now where like we try to post a ton of content, obviously, and some of the videos are absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But like we just don't care, and
Yeah.
we post a lot, and there's a ton of people that will just comment random stuff. I've gotten to the point where it does not faze me in the slightest. The good or the bad. Like you were just talking about that. Like you're not really hearing all the praises.
Yeah.
You're not really kind of hearing any of the hate. Like people will be like, oh, dude, you did X, Y, and Z revenue wise, or you sold this amount of cases, or oh, you look like you're doing well on Amazon, whatever it is. like I'm not really hearing that or thinking about it.
Right.
Like, I'm like, thank you.
Right.
And then any of the hateful stuff, I'm just not even, it's not even registering.
Do you think it's the quantity in which you've received, or is it just like you adopting that mindset?
I think it's just the mindset.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, it does take a little bit to get there. Like the first couple times you're like, that someone's judging me. Like they think I look weird or whatever.
Really me in my hair or something.
But then you get to the point where you're just like, I know that this is a step to getting me where I need to go. And that's all that matters.
Right.
Like, you could literally care less what anyone else is saying. You're just on that journey, and you're, like you said, blinders are on.
Yeah.
Like people could say or do anything to me. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Right. And this is where, like, you're absolutely right. And there's a dichotomy to that too. Like, sometimes I'll go the other way and I'll read all the comments.
Yeah.
Because I think market feedback is super important.
Yeah,
you know, take like any company, take Amazon. If Amazon didn't listen to its customers about all the boos they were getting, service is horrible, takes forever, we should invent something called Prime. You know, if they didn't take that and make those changes, they would have never. So like, it's crazy because people will comment being like, oh, you said put the horse blinders on. Horse blinders on for sure, but also like scanning, looking ahead. Not all comments. I might get 10 bad comments. It might be 10 of the best constructive criticism that I needed to hear.
Yeah.
A non-biased, non-family member comment that I'm like, damn, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal. Like, I might tweak something, you know? Like, I might change my stuff over time, you know?
Yeah. Now, what's kind of next for you? So, obviously, you know, you're kind of starting to diversify yourself a little bit. Like, it's not just content. You've got a lot of other stuff going on. Anything really exciting right now? And then kind of what are we looking forward to in the future?
Yeah, we just closed 2 months ago. We closed on our first multifamily, so we bought 5 units up in Pembroke.
Congratulations.
Dude, I'm so excited. Real estate is so much fun. Such a learning curve for me. It's so above my head. It's so uncomfortable. I fucking love it.
It's like growing up Monopoly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's crazy. Dude, it's fun because it's like, you know, it's weird. So we've collected rent 2 months now. October, November were our first 2 months collecting rent. First of the month, 5 families pay you, and you're like, whoa, this is cool. And then my brain, so now we're looking at, there's 32 units off-market deal in Haverhill.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, so me and my business partner, Seamus, we're trying to figure out like, okay, we got 5. Like, why don't we go for 32?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
I mean, it's really, and Greg Cardone talks about this a lot, it's really you're doing the same work for a 5 unit versus a 50 unit, a 30 unit. It's just obviously, you know, you add a couple of decimal points or something.
Yeah, you just have to have like,
commas, I should say.
Yeah.
But it's the same type of work going through the deal, I would imagine.
You literally, like my advice to anyone starting, and this is true in business, like you start small.
Yeah.
And then as things progress and budget allows, you hire.
Yep.
So like Seamus and I barely know how to use power tools. You know, we were there for the inspection of the property, and the guy's like, you're going to want to fix this, and the electrical box looks a little, and the roof needs, and I'm like, I was like, I know some of these words. I was like, I don't know what this guy's, but we can hire for that.
Yeah.
And we're in the green enough for this property where you can give up a couple percentage points, you know, of cash flow. So once you systematize everything, you have a property manager, you have phone numbers in place for if tenants get locked out, you got the same guy can go if there's a plumbing issue. You know, we flipped our first tenant, you know, meaning they left and we found a new buyer to come in there and rent that property. So once you have those systems in place, now scaling isn't as scary.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to you off camera, like managing 5 families on your own, I was sending the welcome letters.
Yeah.
Hey gang, I just bought your place.
Yeah. You
might see us walking around every once. Just feel free to say hello.
Yeah.
And now stepping back from that role, having someone else on site all the time frees us up to go hunt the next deal.
Yeah.
You know, and then grow that team too. Like our business partners on the property manager side we're like, if we bought the 32 units, could you guys handle that?
Right.
And they're like, absolutely, we're ready. And we're like, done, let's do it. And we trust them now. We've given a little bit of slack with the 5 units. They've picked up all the weight. They've done a tremendous job. We're like, all right, and now we give them more slack. We're like, can you handle 32? And if they handle 32, great. Then this time next year, we might be like, how did we get to 100?
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And I think it's like for creators, I think it's the 2.0 version of creators. You got to get in some sort of wheel that pays you without exchanging your time. And it is by no means passive. Like that, you see passive income with real estate. That is a scam.
Yeah, that is BS.
That is a scam.
Yeah.
But like you're seeing it with the big creators, Logan Paul, Prime, Mr. Beast, Feastables. you know, like you got to get into some sort of other market other than brand deals. So like you were saying earlier, like I'll go to zero. I'll get paid from a brand deal. And if there was a way where I could not even touch the money.
Yeah.
Like, don't even let it hit my account.
Yeah, just
because then I'll
it on over.
Yeah, just if there was a way, like you know how like you like in a normal day job you donate to your 401k and it comes out of your check. It doesn't even go to your savings yet. If there was a way to like, someone's got to disrupt the market where it's like you can take brand deal money and just dump it into an asset.
Yeah.
I don't even want to touch it. I really don't
want to see it.
Because then you see the new number in your account and you're like, oh, that's pretty good. I don't want to see it. Keep me at $11. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to see it.
Yeah, but that's the way that you're gonna make more money and also just start to accumulate wealth.
Yeah, totally.
You know, hopefully, knock on wood, this stuff goes on forever and you can get brand deals in perpetuity. But also, like you're saying, you need to at some point do something where you're getting paid and your time is not associated with it. You know, like right now you're collecting this rent and sure, there's work that's involved in it, but you know, every month you can kind of bank on that money within reason.
100%
coming in, and you're not necessarily going around and having to do X, Y, and Z for it.
Right. No, and once my business partner put it perfectly, and Seamus is a stud. I was like, dang, I kind of don't want to part ways with, 6 figures to buy this property.
Yeah.
And him and I both put 6 figures in to acquire the property. And he was like, you're not taking the money and burning it. You're taking the money and you're just putting it in another vehicle.
100%.
So like, imagine this. You know how like you have your checkings and savings account or whatever bank you use, Santander, TD Bank, whatever it is. Now, if you look at real estate as I'm going to take, so like I'll give you real numbers. Like I put $105,000 into Pembroke for the down payment. We put 20% down. We bought it for $750,000. I was like, oh, I'm burning $105,000. It's leaving my account. And once he was like, it's not leaving your account. You're just putting it in a picture of this if this building said Santander.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're you're opening up a new checking account and you are putting $105,000 in there. And I was like,
Pembroke, location, that piece of real estate is going to pay you a lot more than.
Yeah. And then, oh my God. But the interest rate. Yeah. It's exactly right. Like, and your money now fights inflation.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, which is to your point, I think the bank gives you, what is it? 0.02.
Oh, nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
How the heck do you not get stressed out, Kev? Are you just going to sweat house like constantly? Yeah. Like what? Like how? Like, you have so many things going on. You have the content creation. You have a pregnant wife at home. Mm-hmm. You're buying up all these. How? Like what does that look like,
dude? And this might be so dark. It actually hates when I talk about this stuff. She hates death. Like even the remote mention of death, hates it. Dude, I will pass a cemetery. I'll stop sometimes and just stare like a freak into a cemetery. Like, who's that guy from Ghost Adventures that's like, today we're exploring. Like, I'll stare at that cemetery and I'll look at all these graves and I was like, that guy probably had stress. That guy probably had a mortgage. That guy maybe got divorced. I bet that guy was behind on his taxes.
Yeah.
I bet that guy wanted to do that thing, but he never did that thing. He just played it safe.
Yeah.
And look where they all are.
I know.
They're all in the same spot.
I know.
And the more I stand there, I'll get like more goosebumps. And I'm like, yeah, like let's roll the dice.
Yeah.
Like, right. Like I always go back to like, you can always go back and get the safe job.
100%. That's why I tell everybody. Everyone's like, "Oh, how did you leave? Your job?" Because I was in tech sales as well, and,
right?
Was doing okay. Had like you had options in the company, and loved who I worked with, and everything. And then I basically just flushed all that down the toilet and started a company.
Totally.
Everyone's like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And I'm like, that job's always going to be there.
Always
going to be there.
Totally.
And I'm a big proponent of do it when you're young too.
Yes.
As you start to get a family, like we're one of 6 kids or 2 of 6 kids.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
We see how much it took to raise a family.
Totally.
And we were like, I'm never going to have more free time than I have now.
Right.
I'm never going to be as risky as I am now because if I lose everything, like I don't care. I don't need anything.
Right.
Like, I can sleep on the couch. Like
right.
I don't even have a car right now. Like I don't need anything. Like I'm not really materialistic in that way. And I'm just like all in.
Yeah.
Because if it goes well in 5-10 years, it's going to be the best thing that I ever did.
And it's like, for the single guys out there listening, like that's important when finding a partner too. Like, like Ashley, from the day I met her, all she wanted to do was be a mom. That's her that's her North Star. She wants to take care of the kids. I'm going to be there too, but like
because I feel like that's kind of lost a little bit
totally
in society because it's almost like, I think, I'm all for independent, strong women and, working for yourself and all this stuff, but I feel like it went so far that way that people started to like look at it and be like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. You should
got like shamed.
And my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and like she's the best mother in the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, did an all right job with us, and like I love that. And she's probably gonna end up being an amazing mother. But it's like now in society, I feel like that's almost kind of this weird.
I think it's coming back because like Ashley all the time will be like she feels guilty all the time.
Yeah,
because it's like I'm carrying the financial weight, like paying rent now, I'm paying rent and mortgage right now at the same time, which is so much fun. That's a great time. She'll be like, I just feel so bad, like I can never help out. I'm like, I can't create limbs.
Yeah, right.
Yes. I can't.
Yeah. It's a superpower.
Me paying the bills is when you think about it. And I think this is what's the pendulum's starting to come back the other way.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you're right. If you weren't a girl boss, you were demonized, lazy. How could you? Spawning humans.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
You're creating hands.
By the way, seeing what they go through for 9 months, I will pay any amount of money.
Any
amount of money.
Do that.
Totally.
So I'm like, thank you so much.
I'll get the bills, babe. I'll get the bills.
The best trade-off. I'm like, oh, cool. All I have to do is pay the bills. Yeah. Oh my God, thank you for like making me work in like a labor camp in the mornings.
She's
you know,
bringing it to mind too because she's built up a good following for herself too.
Well, that's our joke
She's
now.
just sitting around doing nothing.
No.
Like, she is engaging. Like, oh, damn, every time I see you, I'm like, she's there. Like, it's not like she's sitting around doing nothing. Like, she's, you know.
Our original deal when we first met was she'd be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And I would be the financial provider, and that comes with trade-offs. I was like, this is when I was working at Toast at the time. I was like, there's probably gonna be times where I'm not around, you know, not home. She was like, I'm cool on that. I'm all in. But it's like, you're so right. She's a hybrid now. She's a stay-at-home mom or soon to be stay-at-home mom, but she is actively, like even right now, she's actively filming for brand deals, you know? So I was like, what's that like? I have my older sister is a true stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And it's weird if you're a creator and have a platform and you're a mother, dude, brands just throw budgets at you.
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy. You don't need that big of a following to get a pretty significant payday.
Dude, you could do 6 figures. She's at 70,000 on IG and 125,000 and change on TikTok.
Oh, good for her.
You can do deep six figures at that alone. Wow. Now, you need the right team.
Sure.
Our agent, Georgina, changed.
Both of you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
G first signed me, and then years later would sign Ashley. You need the right partners. Like, you cannot do it alone. You need, if I was to just I have a buddy of mine who's also a creator, lives in New England. He's like, I don't want to have an agent. Like, I'm not giving 20% to anybody.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, what are you thinking? Like, turn your brain on. That is like you showing up in court without an attorney.
Yeah.
And it literally, like, I didn't know this. So I have an uncle who's a judge. If you show up to court without an attorney, to the judge, it is a slap in the judge's face because you think you didn't pass the bar.
Yeah.
You didn't go to law school. But you are better than everyone. You're going to rep yourself. We'll see how this case goes. So you already put yourself behind the 8 ball, guilty or not guilty. And it's the same with brands. The creator can rep themselves, but if you have a killer agent, they speak the language of the other brand. They've most likely come from
relationships.
Yeah.
And 80% of something, a massive pie, is better than 100% of.
Dude.
That's 1/10 the size.
Picture, you own Wake Up Water, Selly. Picture if I own a company, you own a company, and then we have a buddy of ours becomes an agent. And they call you and they're like, hey, I have a talent. He's looking for X, Y, and Z. Do you have budget for that? And you're like, yeah, I'm game.
Yeah.
Whereas if that guy, same creator, came to you without the business relationship, you'd be like, no, I'm not paying you. Get lost.
Mm-hmm.
They have all the relationships. They have the keys.
Yeah.
I'm playing with the idea of upping my retainer with her to not 20%, but 30%.
Wow.
Going the other way.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, how can I give you more? How can you make more?
She's crushing it that much for you guys. Jeez.
The only reason, she knows this, literally the only reason in September we were able to buy Pembroke, 5 units, and then not even 30 days later buy our primary residence and not really feel it is because of her.
Jeez.
Things are scary when things dry up.
Yeah.
But if you have and she's a machine.
Yeah.
And I want her to win. I'm like,
oh yeah.
How can
harder for
you get
deals, and it's a win-win. She's gonna make more money.
She's making more money.
Yeah.
I would do that deal in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
You know? Yeah, it's
It does
could
kind of
not
fire you up though, because you're just like, wow, there's so much opportunity out there.
dude.
There's so much money out there, right?
There's
oh my
God, what was it? $11 trillion in circulation, something like that. And that number might be up or down by whenever this podcast gets aired. But like, there's more money than people, you know.
Yeah.
But we think so like minimal.
I know.
Woe is me. Like, dude, there is a overabundance, you know, of cash out there.
Right.
Well, I think that is kind of a little wake up call to everybody. It's like, hey, if you're watching this, if you feel a little inspired, like just go out and do the thing.
Do the thing.
There's something here.
Yeah.
Go all in.
Right.
Push the crazy. Go do the thing and see where you're at in a year.
Yeah.
100%.
Because we're all ended up in the same spot, like you said, Kev. You know, we're all ended up in the grave.
Dude, we're in the grave.
It's like that's what it is.
You're dead anyway. I think it's a Hermosi line. You have whatever it is. Like, I ask anyone, like, what is your father's just first name?
Yeah.
No idea.
Just their first name, guys.
No
I'm not
idea.
asking anything crazy. No trick questions.
He probably had a huge head like us, but I don't know. He probably
What did he do for work? Where did he live? What was he like? Now, like, I know nothing about my dad's dad.
Yeah. Right?
I don't even know, honestly, my grandfather. I don't even know enough about him to really be like, oh, he worked at, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You're like two, maybe three generations that even know you existed, you know? And then it's over.
Well, on that note, take that, and run with it and go do something. And Kevin, just tell everybody quickly where everybody can follow you.
At Kevin Cooney, all platforms, at the Cooney Show for all long form content for the pod.
I love it. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Hell yeah.
Kev.
Thank you guys.
Unbelievable.
You guys are naturals. You're going to crush this. Oh my God. I love it. Thanks, guys.
Peace, guys.